I hadn't even got my lure in the water.
Hey,
Flip it up here.
Looky there.
Why don't you smile a little bit?
Yay!
Well, what's up, guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead. I got Houston out here, got Jacoby. This is probably going to be a family adventure before it's all said and done. This time of year, it's like one of my favorite times of the year. I get so excited. So last night it rained a couple inches. Had to use the bridge to get out this morning, and the creek's up. And when the creek gets up in the spring, that means the sand bass. Technically, they're called white bass. We call them sand bass in Oklahoma. Come out of the lake and they come up the creek to spawn, and we catch them, and we catch them, and we catch them, and we cook them, and we eat them, and we eat them, and they're just, it's so much fun. It's one of my favorite things to do here on our property. And it's also the perfect time for morel mushrooms. So we may be having a little sand bass and morel mushroom feast this evening. I don't even see a fishing pole, boys. Last year, Houston and Jacoby and I caught some right up there by the falls. It's kind of flowing a little too heavy for that right now, probably.
Hey, don't forget about me, Dutch, and you. That one time, too.
Hey, let's straighten your hat out. You look like a hoodlum. Not a Guggen. Where'd you get those hats, boys? What you got there? What's on that hat?
Guggen Squad.
Guggen Squad. Yeah, we went down to the Guggen Squad store the other day, didn't we?
Hey, Flair, if you're watching this, I love these hats. Thank you.
Who's your favorite one of the Guggen Squad?
Bonzo.
Oh, really? Well, I don't think Bonzo's one of the Guggens. I think Flair is. I don't know about Bonzo. He's just buddies with him. Oh, look at there. Trespassers. Hey, I'm sorry, but we're socially isolated down here. No corona on this side of the creek. Okay?
Good thing we don't have it.
How do you know?
I don't.
I think we're clean.
What'd you bring?
Let's see.
Brooke's going fishing today too?
We may try.
Let me see.
It may be a little advanced for her just yet.
We fished right there before. Found a mushroom when it's not even mushroom day. It's fishing day.
What'd you say?
I said, it's not mushroom day even though we found one.
It's always mushroom day when we find them.
It's supposed to be fishing day, not mushroom day. Hey, these are fish.
Now wait a second. Who said Marissa could catch the first fish? I hadn't even got my lure in the water.
Hey,
Flip it up here.
Looky there.
Why don't you smile a little bit?
yay! Daniel caught 3, I thought.
Fish number 2. Another little one.
Let's see it.
Oh no, that one, well,
Hi, Houston.
not quite. Just massive keepers.
But is it decent enough that we could eat?
Hang on, Kobe.
But is it decent enough that we can eat it?
Well, we would like them a little bit bigger than that probably. That's pretty small. These are little males. The males probably come up first. The females should be a lot bigger, so let's let this one go. 2 fish. Now we just got to get on some big ones. Hey, you're gonna have to cast it, buddy. You're just trying to drop it out there. I think this one might be a keeper, Houston. Looks a little bigger. Oh, I don't know. About the same size.
Can we keep it this time?
Not very big. I mean, if we have to, we can start throwing them on a stringer. So here's what we're fishing with. I use several different colors. This is just a little, probably a, I'm not positive, maybe a 1/8 ounce marabou jig. This is a chartreuse and white. Use a lot of road runners. Whites work really well. Chartreuses, red sometimes works good, or yellow. Basically any kind of crappie jig will work really, really well. Typically, if the fish are stacked in here, it just about doesn't matter. Anything that mimics a little tiny shad is going to catch a fish. And they're not stacked in here real thick. Matter of fact, as you can see, everyone else has abandoned me. They're off hunting morel mushrooms, so I think they're just going to work their way back to the house. Dusty and Marissa and Houston and Jacoby fished probably about an hour or so. I thought we were going to get off to a just slamming the fish. I mean, the first cast, Marissa walked down here, first cast, I didn't even have a camera out, and she catches a fish. Only one she caught. Dusty didn't catch any. Houston and Jacoby caught a lot of tree limbs, caught a lot of rocks, but no fish for them either, so they're gonna walk on back to the house, and now it's just me and Bella. She's enjoying it though. Well, caught another little bitty small male. I'm assuming these are males. Usually the females are big, they have a lot of eggs in them. The males tend to come up the creek a little earlier than the females, looking for a perfect place to spawn, so that may mean that we're just ahead of the females just a little ways. And I don't know, maybe in the next day or two it'll get a lot better. We'll see. They're still predicting more rain, so the more the creek comes up, the more fish that are going to come up out of the lake. So I don't know. Bella, what are you doing? You're getting me all wet. Hey, do you have to sit right on my hip? Bella, I see fish jumping everywhere. Sure wish you'd help me catch one. Got a bug on the lens. So my property only goes so far down the creek, and then it just so happens I border the national park, which is public hunting and fishing, so you guys don't correct me. So I'm just cruising down through here, walking down an old trail, and it looks like, I mean, this is like a huge trail. Looks like some monster size animals cruising through here. So I was thinking hogs until I'm cruising along. So here's the trail. But look at the look at the size of the tracks here. I'm cruising along, I'm like, yeah, this can't be a hog trail. Then I stumble on this. Yeah, that's cows, no doubt. We're down here on the national park, and there are obviously someone's cows are out. More than likely one of my neighbors, because there's just only a few property owners right here that it could be. I'm gonna start making some phone calls. And I guess we'll go on a search and rescue, or just a search mission, looking for some cows. So I don't want to downplay anything that's going on in our world today. What we're facing with this virus is tremendously serious. But I can't help but sit here and think, our president wants us to do this social isolation, to be separated from each other just so we don't spread this virus. And I'm telling you what, I think he's on to something, because if this is social isolation, sitting down here on the creek bank fishing, hanging out with my dog, we should have done this a long time ago. I mean, social isolation is kind of fun, I'm thinking. Like I said, I'm not trying to make light of anything serious. I understand this is a serious problem that we're facing, but this is what I grew up doing. I grew up on this creek, fishing, walking up and down the creek banks, just looking for mushrooms and snakes and critters and whatever you could find. Always had a dog with me, and I'm telling you what, virus or not, getting out alone in the woods, just spending time by yourself. It gives you a lot of time to think and ponder on things and just see things that most people don't normally get to see. And like I said, right now where I'm sitting is on public property. This is a public fishing area, hunting area that feeds into the lake, which is a national park. And there's no one here. No one. Usually when the creek gets up, there'll be 2 or 3, 4 or 5 other people on the other side because there's public access to come in that way to get on the other side of the creek. Nobody's here today. It's just me. After the rest of the family, we decided to go mushroom hunting and head back to the house. I think they all wanted to go back and see baby Brooks. It's amazing what happens in a family when you have a little baby come along. Emily didn't want to, she wanted to stay at home with the baby, and so did Mom, but I'm enjoying my social isolation. Not gonna catch a virus out here. Perfect time, the perfect time for me to schedule some time away from work, isn't it? I'm just waiting for the day when the phone rings that, hey, we need you to come back to work. I know you're on vacation for a week, but come on back, we need you. And if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, I'll go back to work when my time's up. Huh, Bella? You ready to start working back towards the house? See if we can find those silly cows? They're down here somewhere. Hey, hey, hey. Look at what I found. Bella, look at all them cows. Y'all do know this isn't where you're supposed to be, right?
This is David.
Hey David, what's happening?
We're fixing a little fence.
Are you missing a few cows?
I don't know. Do I have more fence to fix?
Well, do you have cows that have one, looks like a white ear tag and a blue ear tag?
Yes.
Okay, there's about 10 or so of them down here on the park.
So we'll head that way.
Okay, so they're
How far down are they from the orange gate?
They're almost to the creek right now. I'm down here trying to catch a few sand bass in the creek, and I had seen a bunch of tracks along the creek, and I'd actually seen a bunch of...
I don't know where the creek is exactly.
Okay, so if you just come through the gate from Jim's property to mine,
Yeah.
and then you go on down the hill, there's another orange gate. Just stay under the power line. They're directly under the power line.
Oh,
So
okay.
you'll have to go through the third gate.
Well, dang.
Carrie caught one on her little Snoopy pole.
Boys love those things.
They're all small. That's all I've been catching all day. Every one of them.
That size?
Yep.
Okay, he wants to get it.
You want me to get it off?
Yeah.
Yep, just little bitty guys.
Bella, you're not gonna help?
You want to help me, Bella?
Tail's pretty slippery there, Carrie. He's gonna make it there without you.
Dang it. Hold still. Get.
Well, I'm back. I got less hair and changed clothes. So I was working my way back up the creek earlier and bumped into a couple friends. Gemma's chasing something over there. Caught my attention. Anyways, bumped into a couple friends. They caught a couple sand bass. I think I ended up with about 6 or 7 on the day. Just not great. They were all pretty small. We didn't keep any of those guys. We just threw them all back. So it tells me that they're just not quite stacked in the creek just yet, which is pretty common. The males seem to come up first, then the females. But we had a storm pop up, and that's why we quit filming, went to the house for a while and had to go do some things. Storm popped up, dropped a little rain on us. But they're predicting some severe weather this evening, so maybe we'll get the creek up a little higher, get a few more fish in here. And on the mushroom situation, I think I ended up with like 7, and that's just not enough morel mushrooms to make a meal. I did keep those, so hopefully in the next few days those things explode, and if they do, we'll be cooking some of those for you guys. But no cage clean and cook video today. Kind of bummed, but got to practice my social isolation, keeping my distance from everyone, and had a great day just hanging out with friends and family, and spent a couple hours out by myself with just me and Bella. But anyways, guys, I guess that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.